everyone, my name is Bridget. I am the BRC Marketing Coordinator. I am here today with Public Outreach Coordinator Michael Price. We are at the Texana Park Nature Center, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the red-eared sliders. Now, we did do a video a couple weeks ago on the gopher snake and the bull snake. So if you have not seen that, go check it out. You can find it on our Facebook pages. It's quite entertaining and interesting. Okay, Michael, so you are obviously the professional in this department. So how about you take over and tell us a little bit about the red-eared sliders?
Well, sure, Bridget. You know, it's one of those, turtles are actually reptiles, just like snakes, just like lizards, and like alligators. You know, last time we did a program, it was on snakes. I know how you kind of feel about snakes, so I thought this time we'd shake it up a little bit and do a program on turtles, which are snakes, essentially, with legs and a shell. And so, but a little bit about the red-eared slider. The red-eared slider is a very common species that we have here at the park. In fact, they're probably the most common species that we have. They're a semi-aquatic turtle, which means they live primarily in the water, but they have to come into the surface to breathe. They have to come onto land to lay their eggs. And they love to bask. They love to suntan. They love to sit out. In fact, they'll do so quite gregariously sometimes, where they'll get 2 or 3 stacked on top of each other. They love to get on logs, fallen logs that are in the water, or rocks, or even on the shoreline. And they get their name red-eared slider, as you can see, from the little red stripe that it's kind of making it hard for them to see, but the little red stripe right behind the eye that covers the ear, hence the name red-eared slider.
Gotcha. So while campers are here at the park, it's a good possibility if they look out along the shoreline, they would see.
Very, very, very good possibility. Like I said, the most common species of turtle we have here, just about every little head you see poking up out of the water is going to be a red-eared slider.
Now I'm going to have to pay attention when I'm driving through the parks again. But what's intriguing to me is you said that there are a reptile along with snakes and lizards and, you know, alligators. But why do they have a shell? Snakes don't have shells.
Snakes don't have shells. They have a different way of protecting themselves. The main purpose of a turtle shell, or better yet, is protection. The main purpose of turtle shell is protection. They have a top shell, which is called a carapace. Can you say carapace?
I don't think y'all even want me to try.
So a top shell called a carapace and a bottom shell known as a plastron. It's kind of funny how science people have just different names for things. The best way to say it, top shell and bottom shell.
I think we'll stick to that.
Yeah, the main purpose of this is for protection. But the second really thing about their shell is see, you can look inside there. Their backbone is actually attached to the shell, and so if you look closely, you can see their backbone. So their backbone is their shell is part of their body, and as they grow, their shell grows. So therefore, a turtle cannot come out of a shell. A lot of people think that turtles can pop out of their shell, kind of like a hermit crab or something else, and crawl off and get a different shell.
Yeah.
That's not the case. The shell actually grows with them as they grow.
So, you know, I'm driving on the highway. I do see a lot of turtles. Are these these turtles?
They could be. They're probably one of the most common turtles we even have here in Jackson County. Females, especially this time of the year, during April, May, and June, you'll see females who will leave the lakes or the streams or creeks that they're in, and they'll go onto land to lay their eggs. And sometimes they'll go great distances, up to a football field away from any standing water, to lay their eggs. And so a lot of times you see them on the highways, it's females who are on their way to lay eggs. And so the best thing to do if you see one like that is to pull over on the side of the road, turn your flashers on, and just kind of scoot them with the direction that they're going.
I will keep that in mind. Now, you know, I do have to ask just how I am. I don't necessarily, reptiles are not my things. Any sort of bugs, even though I work in a recreation complex, that is just not my forte. Do they bite?
They can. The thing about animals, all animals, not just reptiles, but all animals, the way I like to put it is, if something has a mouth, it can bite. It doesn't matter if it's a goldfish or a goat or a cow or a dog, a little brother, a little sister, doesn't matter. Anything with a mouth can bite. So yes, they can bite. It's whether they choose to or not. You know, I know when we were talking about the bull snake and the gopher snake last time, you had never held a snake before. So I thought this might be a good time for you to experience for yourself what the turtles feel like. And so I've brought some little guys. These are new hatches. They're about a month old. And so you can see how they're moving. I'll dry them off just a little bit. And so if you want to put your hand up kind of like that,
Is it gonna move?
it's going to move. So you got to be able to grab him. If you,
I don't want to grab him.
So if he starts moving, well, he's not moving very much, is he? And so these little guys are about a month old. They hatch at this size. And as they grow, like I said before, their shells grow with them. And in fact, I'm going to use this shell right here. This is about as big as they get. This is from a big adult female. This is about as big as red-eared sliders get. But it takes many, many years for them to go from that to this. You can kind of see
The difference.
the difference.
Wow. So you said this is female, so what is that one?
This one is a male. Males and females are sexually dimorphic in size, which means males are smaller than females. Females get much larger.
I'm just gonna hold this up so y'all can see. This is a male and this is a female. Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, I held a slider, a turtle.
A turtle.
A turtle. I held a turtle. So I'm very proud of that. So thank you.
Well, let me add one more thing about these guys, before I forget. Red-eared sliders are the turtles that you would see in the 5 and dime stores. You know, you hear your grandparents or your parents or even old guys like me talk about the little turtles you'd see in little shops. It's the red-eared sliders. What happens is they're sold. Many are sold into places that people just don't really know how to take care of them. They think they're cute, they're small, but they don't stay that size. You see what size they get to, and it's too big for an aquarium. So many times they're taken and just dumped into lakes or rivers or creeks. They're normally native to the southeastern United States with East Texas eastward. However, because of irresponsible pet ownership, they are now established in every single continent on the planet other than Antarctica. And in fact, many countries list them as an invasive pest. So if you do decide to get a small turtle like this, just realize, number one, it's going to get bigger. And number two, call a wildlife rehabber or somebody else to take it if you don't want it anymore. Don't just go dump it out somewhere.
Right. No, very good information. I don't have any other questions. These little guys are really cute.
And they didn't bite.
They didn't bite me.
They didn't bite.
Okay, so I do have one last question. Do you have one of these here at the Nature Center?
We do. We have one of these little guys. I collected these this morning, and I'm gonna put them back where I got them. But we have one small one like this. We'll have a little bit larger one when we open our new center, the Community Education Center, which opens up later this fall.
So exciting. Okay, so if y'all are ever in the area, stop by the Texana Park Nature Center and visit Michael. He has lots of critters and things, for the kiddos to see. Other than that, Michael, thank you so much
Thank you very much for having me.
once again taking time out of your day to tell us a little bit about
Red-eared sliders.
Red-eared sliders. I got caught up. I was looking at the little red thing behind their ears. Anyways, thank you guys. Thank you, and hope you enjoyed the video.